Welcome back. This video is on the charge of the god. I'll be going through it the same way that I went through the charge of the goddess. Listen to the words of the great father, who of old was called Osiris, Adonis, Zeus, Thor, Pan, Cernunnos, Herne, Lu, and by many other names. My law is harmony with all things. Mine is the secret that opens the gates of life, and mine is the dish of salt of the earth that is the body of Cernunnos. That is the eternal cycle of rebirth. Talks about needing to be in harmony with all parts of life, all parts of nature, all people, and how that's a necessity. The energy of the god, the secret that opens the gates of life. Once you learn that secret or that energy, I interpret it as kind of opening the gates to your real life or the real meaning of your life. And the dish of salt of the earth that is the body of Cernunnos, that is eternal cycle of rebirth. From what I've researched, there isn't a lot of information on who Cernunnos actually was, on how the Celts honored him. There's really no stories about him. He's just kind of there. But I have seen him used as a god of death and rebirth, especially at Samhain. So that's probably its interpretation here. I give the knowledge of life everlasting, and beyond death I give the promise of regeneration and renewal. It talks about, again, knowledge of life everlasting, your soul never dying. Promise of regeneration and renewal, that's reincarnation, rebirth, being kind of, brought back. Because nothing ever stays dead. It's always brought back in some way or another. I am the sacrifice, the father of all things, and my protection blankets the earth. In some traditions at Lunasa, that he's seen as the corn king, the grain king, and he is seen as being killed then and sacrificed in order to feed the people. And he's, the father of all things, and his protection blankets the earth. Pretty self-explanatory. Hear the words of the dancing god, the music of whose laughter stirs the winds, whose voice calls the seasons. I am the lord of the hunt and the power of the light, sun among the clouds, and the secret of the flame. Talks about him in several of his aspects, lord of the hunt, of the sun, of the light, the flame. I call upon your bodies to arise and come unto me, for I am the flesh of the earth and all its beings. Through me all must die, and with me are reborn. Again, talking about death, rebirth. Let my worship be in the heart that sings, for behold, all acts of willing sacrifice are my rituals. Sometimes we do need to sacrifice things, not animals obviously, or humans, but certain things within our lives for the greater good, as we kind of see the god sacrificing his life in order to feed the people. We don't have to sacrifice our lives, but certain parts of our lives or certain things in our lives that we must sacrifice and let go of. Let there be desire and fear, anger and weakness, joy and peace, awe and longing within you, for these too are a part of the mysteries found within yourself, within me. Again, similar with the charge of the goddess, when she talked about joy, mirth, reverence, those things, except this is more of a godlike aspect. Again, things you can learn from human. It mentions fear, anger, weakness. Those aren't all bad things. Those are things we all experience. We all have fears, we all get angry, we all have weaknesses, and they are essential to life. We need to learn from those. We need to overcome fear. We need to learn to control our anger and I guess use it in a way that's more beneficial than just screaming and hitting things. All beginnings have endings, and all endings have beginnings. Again, pretty self-explanatory. So that was the charge of the god. I know it's a little shorter than the charge of the goddess, but I also find it equally as moving and containing equally valid wisdom that's necessary for us to reflect on, to meditate on, to learn from, and to try to apply it to our lives and grow from. So again, as with the charge of the goddess, the homework is to go through each part and interpret it yourself and explain how you see it and how you can apply the wisdom from it, the knowledge from it, into your life and into your spiritual practice. So thank you for watching, and blessed be.